Good morning, everyone. It's Lauren J. Welcome back, or welcome if you're new. I like to do get ready with me style videos using products that are new to me, or just need a little bit more love in my collection. And today I'm going to be using all products that always need more love in my collection, a collection of favorites that I have used throughout this year and last year and the year before. So if you want to see what I come up with, please keep watching. So I'm just going to go through some of my favorites for this year. Not even all of this is necessarily stuff that I bought this year. Quite a bit of it is, but some of it is just tried and true favorites that I want to use and have a nice, easy, well, I don't know if it's an easy makeup day, but it's the kind of makeup that I feel comfortable in. And so I'm going to do a look like that, and we're going to chat a little bit about what I think about 2024 and how I'm planning to spend my money. And let's get into it. So obviously first we will start with skincare, sunscreen, brows, and eye primer already done. So I am using a combination of the Juvia's Place eye primer and the Laura Mercier Caviar eye stick in Vanilla Kiss on top. So we'll get into the eyes right away. And I'm going to start off with one of my favorite brands, which sadly has not put out anything really in the last few years, but this is the Lorac Pro Noir palette. And I would say I probably have used this less than I've used either the Soleil and my favorite, which is the Fairy Tale Forest, but I wanted to get into this. I've been using this for a couple of weeks, returning to it. It's a more cool tone nighttime palette. Obviously it's called Noir. But I've been using it in combination with some of my favorites from this year. And I'm going to go in with a Zoeva, what is this, A228 Luxe Crease brush. And I'm going to go into this brown matte right here. So I was doing really well, and I have not really been indulging in the sales or anything this year. So I thought I was doing really well, and then Chanel just got me. So I did pick up an extra set of the Codes de Couleur, which they kind of had a little surprise restock of that. And again, as I said in my video, I don't know whether they were returns or what they were, but they were all in really good condition. So I picked up another set in different colors. One of them was a gift and one was for me. Well, two were for me. So I picked up another nail file and another set of the Le Pinceau, the brushes with the brush case. So I have the brush case. Probably can't see it, but it's over there. I picked up the yellow one. So now I have the yellow one and the navy one. And then I picked up another nail file in the Rouge Noir color. And I picked up a mirror in a color I didn't have, but again, that's a gift for someone else who's going to really appreciate it. So I spent about, what was it, $250 on the restock of the Codes Couleur. And recently I saw that a bunch of YouTubers had picked up the Beige collection, which is usually a summer collection, but they decided to do a winter release. I think they know that a lot of people are trying to go on no buys for next year because they've been raising their prices so much on everything. So I think they're trying to get like one last thing in before, you know, the turn of the year when people decide that they want to go minimal with their makeup collections again. So they got me. I picked up some pieces from the Beige collection, not the whole Beige collection. I picked up one of the blushes and the primer and one of the lip balms, and then I picked up a couple other things that I needed to restock on, and I picked up a holiday nail polish. So that was another $250. So the reason I picked it up now as opposed to waiting to next year is because I had just texted the SA that I usually purchase from, and I figured if she had it early, I'd see if she had it, and she did. And I wasn't expecting her to have it or to really even get back to me because it's the holidays, but she did. And she showed me the things, so I picked up a few things. And here we are. It will be coming to me hopefully this week, maybe not till next week, not really sure, but I did pick up some Chanel makeup. And speaking of Chanel makeup, I'm going to go into one of my most beloved quads from this year. This is the Chanel Parure Cristal from the Byzance collection. Still love this one so much. This is the one with the blue duochrome in it. And I'm just going to go into that blue duochrome right here, and I'm going to put a bit on the inner corner. I don't usually do this first, but since I picked up the Chanel quad, that's what I'm going to do. I've just really enjoyed the two quads that I got from the Byzance collection. I got this one, and I also got Parure Venetienne, which is warmer toned with a green duochrome in it. I think they're really lovely palettes. I love the design of them. You know, the shades that go with the duochromes are super basic. They're not super needed, but I just think it's a really easy but beautiful quad. The two of them are really easy but beautiful quads to use, and I really enjoy them, and I'm glad that I picked two of them up, the two that I wanted. So definitely a favorite for this year. I've been very happy with most of my Chanel purchases this year. I also really liked the LeBlanc quad that came out with the sort of Easter egg colors for spring. I still enjoy that one. I still love the colors in that one. And I'm excited to see if the LeBlanc collection comes out again for spring, or if they switch it up again, or maybe they don't have a LeBlanc. I don't know. It's interesting with the way they've sort of switched up the Beige. And the LeBlanc is technically something I think that is more geared towards the Asian market, but also we get it here in the US a little bit later. They do indeed have one this year. And then I did see that one of my favorite brands just came out with a couple of new quads for the holidays. I didn't pick them up, but I am going to use some of my favorites. So this is this is from one of their spring releases, either this year or last year. I can't remember, I think. But this is the one with the macarons on it. And I just took my favorite blue shades from Viseart and I put them in here. I'm also going to be going in with one of my favorite brushes from this year, and this is the Singe Beauty brush. This is the E04. I'm excited for the restock on these. I do want to pick up another set along with the two new eye brushes, but probably in the new year. So I'm going to go into this color right here, and I believe this is it's Pastille, the color, this like bright blue. And I'm just going to put that on the outer V next to that cool tone brown. This is a really fun color. It's not a straight matte. It does have a bit of shimmer to it, and it is very glowy. It glows almost, you know, purple violet. So it is very violet tinged blue, and I think it's just really beautiful. I love my Viseart shades. I've kind of neglected them the latter half of this year. I did buy quite a few of them earlier this year, and I've neglected them a little bit, but I'm trying to get back into them again, just because I've been focusing so much on Chanel, Guerlain, and my Lorac palettes. It does get a little bit overwhelming sometimes, even though I've tried to put them in an order that makes sense to me and that's easily usable for me, which is one of the lovely things about the removable pans of Viseart. Also the removable pans from the Lorac Pro palettes, which is why I'm very sad that they don't seem to be making any more Pro palettes, but I probably don't need any more eyeshadow. But again, I've been focusing a little bit more on quads from Chanel and from Guerlain, which has actually really worked out for me because I'm able to supplement with my sort of basic shades from Lorac and Viseart and use my more colorful duochrome shades like I'm doing today from Chanel and Guerlain, which are a little bit more, I wouldn't say they're more special, but they are just a little bit, I tend to choose color stories that are a little bit out of the ordinary, at least for those brands. Then I'm going to go in with the double-ended brush that I picked up from the Code Couleur collection, which was also a really fun Chanel collection this year. I just talked about the restock, and I really enjoyed that collection. It also had one of my favorite brushes in there, which is the foundation flat brush. It's the 101 or the 100 whichever one it is, but I love to use that with face product that I'm going to use next. So I'm going to go into this shade right here. This is probably my favorite Viseart shade of all time. This is Sea, and this is from the Soleil La Plage collection, the one with all the little boats on it. That came out a few years ago for summer. And I'm putting that between the duochrome and the bright blue, so I'm kind of mixing my tones a little bit, but also just pairing up my blues in ways that I find really suit me or that I really just love to do. I love my blue shadows. I've been going very neutral this year, a lot of bronzes, a lot of coppers, but at heart I really do love my blue eyeshadow. I really don't care if it makes me look like Mimi Bobek. I love blue. I love a pop of blue. I love it. I love the way it makes my eyes look. I love all shades of blue. I love playing with blue, and yeah, I just love to feature it on my eyes. So as unpopular as it may be, I really don't care. I still love this little quad I have of all my favorite blue Viseart shades. And I've also just been rediscovering some pieces in my collection that I've been neglecting. I have a lot of black eyeliners, so I rediscovered this one. This is the eyeliner in Cyclone Black from number 7. This came in an advent calendar that I got, I think, in 2020. It was a 12 days of Wizard of Oz theme collection, and it is just a black liner with some gold in it. But I really enjoy it. It's been, like, it's not super deep. It's easily, you know, movable, easily smudgeable, but I'm just been enjoying using this against the lash line. I was in a phase where I was doing a super crisp liquid liner with the Maybelline, and I still do enjoy that look, but I've just been looking for something a little bit less done, a little bit easier to maintain, and also just to take off, because the Maybelline liner is of course waterproof, doesn't budge, doesn't smudge, which is amazing, but also when you just don't feel like doing a really deep scrub on your face at night, or on your eyes, it can be a little cumbersome to deal with. Just realized I had some crumblies in my eyebrows there. Hopefully I've taken care of most of that. And I just take the smudger end and smudge it out. So yeah, this has just been a year of just really kind of going through my collection and seeing what I have that I can make use of with the new things that I'm bringing in. I think that's really important for me, because I can just tend to, especially with drugstore, just sort of go nuts and buy a lot of things that I really don't need because they're so cheap or whatever, and just trying to look through my collection and use the things that I have. And I'm not able to use all of it. Some I do have to, you know, toss out because it's just been sitting there too long and I don't want to put it on my eyes or my lips or whatever. But I think I've been able to use a good amount of the things in my collection that I have been apparently saving up for a rainy day. So that's been really, really satisfying. I have been tending towards the luxury end of the beauty market right now, and which is, I think, great. It has forced me to really pare back and think about my purchases, because you can't buy an entire, well, some people can, but I can't buy an entire Chanel collection or an entire Guerlain collection. You know, I have to really sort of pick and choose my pieces, because that ends up to be $250, $300 at one go. So, you know, supplementing it with things like my number 7 products and my Physicians Formula products, and just tried and true things, and just using what I have has been really, really satisfying. Satisfying, I would say, is the word that I would use, because yeah. Let's get into complexion products. My favorite is the Beige Water Fresh Tint. It is, I guess, an odd choice for the winter time. I guess people go for heavier coverage in the winter time. I don't really, just because I get so dry and I do need the moisture in this. And yes, I do have more red spots, but I am getting less fussy about trying to cover those up as I get older. And I just really enjoy this tint. It is really nice. It is the lightest tint, but it also tends to do, it doesn't have a ton of coverage, but because it does dry down a little brighter, it does have some coverage. And it's really a good color for me in the winter. My skin is a little bit redder today than it has been over the week. I don't know what that's really about, but I think it's because it's gotten a little colder and drier today. And it's been kind of warm all week. And I've been out and about. So my skin has been getting more sun and just exposed to more elements. Walking a lot in that. I haven't been sitting in an office, so face is a little bit more feeling the elements today than it has been. But this is just like such a beautiful dry down, and mixes really well with concealers and things that I have when I just, you know, I don't want a ton of coverage. I just want to look like a little bit polished. This is my second full-size bottle of this. I've gone through a regular full-size bottle of the light, and I've also finished up my travel size of the medium light, which I use most of the summer, and I just finished up like a week or two ago. So it's definitely been a favorite formula of mine. I'm glad that I got introduced to it. It's not a new formula. It's been out for a few years, but I have really just enjoyed it in the last year or so. Going in with my number 7 Lift and Luminate Concealer. Again, just something from my collection that I have been neglecting and I picked up again. It's a really nice one because it's a serum concealer. It's not as heavy, it's not as cakey, and it just works well with my lighter and heavier coverage foundations, and it's a really good color match for me. I've been trying to go towards more forgiving kinds of formulas, lighter kinds of formulas that don't make me look super dry or liney. And you know, a lot of that is just with you know, getting older and dealing with skin issues and learning what works for you and what doesn't, and maybe just getting tired of trying new things all the time and just wanting to go back to things that you know work for you. I'm always gonna love to try new things, but as far as complexion products this year, I've just been trying to pare it back a little bit and just let my natural skin show through. Although, look, I still wear makeup, so it's not that natural. And again, you can see I have dry spots here. Again, I've been out and about recently and it's gotten colder, and so yeah, just dealing with dry stuff. I don't know about you, but my skin has been on a journey this year, so I don't know. Again, I don't know if that's just about the weather. Like, we had that extreme smoke this year that really messed up the atmosphere, messed with your allergies, my allergies. I've also just been getting older, possibly going through some things associated with getting older. It's really just been kind of a hodgepodge of things happening to my skin this year. So I've just been trying to keep up and, like I said, pare it back a little bit, and in some cases ramp it up. But yeah, it's been a journey. And returning to one of my favorites, I picked up the No. 1 de Chanel in Healthy Pink. This is just a simple lip and cheek balm. I love it for both. I know some people prefer it for one or the other. I really just love it for both. It's super easy, super neutral. I like that you can either start with it on your lips and move the rest to your cheeks, or start with it on the cheeks and move the rest of it to your lips. But for me, it's just a really nice neutral color and just blends in so well to my skin and works really well with the Water Fresh tint. I can layer it with a powder, or I can just leave it be. It's very low maintenance, and I'm excited to see that they're coming out with more colors, deeper colors. So I'm excited to see what actually comes out this year and how they expand the #1 de Chanel line, at least as far as makeup, because it is very skincare focused. But as you can see, I think on me it just makes a very like natural look, and I think hopefully they will expand the range a little bit so that it works for more people. I think I don't know, I have not really checked out the other colors in the range, so I can't really speak to how well it works. I think you can see how much I love this. It's really amazing. I love the components. I love that it's just simple and also glass, so very elegant. I keep it in the little box because I just love the packaging. But yeah, I've just really been enjoying that product so much. And again, using my makeup in multiple ways. I think this has really been a year in makeup trending to use your makeup in multiple ways. Use like a lipstick as a blush, and you know, the things that have always makeup artists have always done, but because we're sort of paring back our collections a little bit, just doing that more on a daily basis. Going in with a mascara, I do not have my Noir mascara. I did buy a new one with the Beige collection, so that'll be coming hopefully, but I went back to one of my favorite brands of mascara, which is Maybelline, and I went with the Lash Sensational Full Fan Effect. I do really love the Sky High, however, I find that very difficult even in the non-waterproof version to get off. It's a beautiful mascara. I love the wand, I love the effect, but this one is just easier for me. This one is also in brownish black. Mascara is just not my favorite thing to use. I really just need it to define my lashes. I don't really need length or volume. My lashes are just very, very blonde. But mostly I just don't love putting it on, and I don't love taking it off. I wouldn't say it's something I have to use, but I would say it makes my makeup look feel more complete, just because I feel a little bit like a naked mole rat when I don't have mascara on. But I also don't use false lashes or anything like that, which, you know, a lot of people do, and that's also just not something that I'm interested in putting glue next to my eye. I mean, it's not. So I already put enough eyeshadow and primer and all those things on my eye. I don't need to add lash glue to that. And using another one of my favorites from this year, another new rediscovery, cotton swabs. Just a really basic tool. Who'd have thought? Cotton swab. And I'm going to go in with another favorite of mine. I've been using this pretty much all year since I finished up my other Physicians Formula bronzer. That was the bread and butter one that I finished this year. This is the Butter Donut bronzer, and as you can see, I hope you can see, I finally hit pan on this right here. I don't know if you can see that, but there is like a little half moon right there that I finally hit pan on. And I am so excited. This is a really nice bronzer. It is very, very light. It did start out with like pieces of pink and green color on the top for like the donut sprinkles. I picked up a whole set of these. There were 4 of them in the Butter Cheat Day collection, which was last year again, or the year before, and I was kind of obsessed with all of the different smelling Physicians Formula bronzers. They've kind of stopped doing the more fun ones this year, which is too bad. But I do have quite a few. I do have a whole butter palette that I picked up. Like it was, I think, the Butter All Stars, and I haven't even used it. So I still have plenty of Physicians Formula butter bronzers to use up. I also picked up one of the Guerlain bronzers, which I do enjoy using. I have also picked up one of the Dior this is Dior Riviera bronzers, which I have not used much because it's so light. I basically picked it up for the packaging, but I'm going to concentrate more on using the butter bronzers that I have, and then moving on to using up my Anastasia bronzer that I've had forever, and using up more of the Guerlain bronzer, which just I think looks really pretty without being too red. So I don't know if Chanel has any other plans for a summer Le Beige collection, or if the winter Le Beige collection is all we're getting, but I don't think I'm going to be going for any like super size bronzers or anything this year, just because I do have so much. And I do have liquid and cream bronzers that I can also use. So just trying to get through some of my collection in, I keep saying this year, but I think next year, 2024, which is not that far away. But yeah, I've been using a lot of bronzer this year, and I think Latte Look had a lot to do with that, just kind of using bronze as a blush or in your blush, you know. Just really using it to help define the face a little bit more. I lost weight, so I've been using it to just, you know, shape my face in different ways than I had previously, and just really enjoying that sun-kissed look this year. As you can see, I just keep layering it on, so it also helps that this bronzer just isn't that deep, so that is the easier part of it. I'm going to layer a little bit more blush with one of my favorite collections of the year. Again, it is a Chanel collection. It was the fall collection. I picked up both of the blushes. This is the Mauve, Beige Rose et Mauve, and this is the more purpley mauvey one. And I'm just going to go in with the same brush as I used for the bronzer. And this blush is really nice. It goes more cool toned, obviously. And did I need more blush this year? No, absolutely not. I picked up the rose one from the new Le Beige collection because it's I picked up the coral and this one, so it's going to be a little bit different from what I already have. And I really enjoy this collection. The fall collection I thought was super beautiful. The embossing was everything on it with the fall leaves in it, and I still enjoy the pieces from that collection. So I didn't pick up much of the holiday, much of anything from the holiday. I think I'm realizing that I just don't love the Chanel holiday collections for whatever reason. They're just not my vibe. So yeah, I didn't pick up the duo highlighter. I didn't pick up any of the large highlighters with the Les Symboles collection. I wasn't interested in the 5 shadow palette. Yeah, nothing from the collection really ultimately was a must-have for me. So yeah, I'm glad I was kind of able to skip that one and go to the Guerlain and then go to the Le Beige winter collection. Not that I really needed that blush, but the primers look interesting and I can always use another balm. So yeah, that's where I am with that right now. And going back to my Hourglass, this has been a work in progress for me. This is the one in Diffused Light, which is the more yellowy one that works for me. And I think you can see I am almost there. Just working on this corner right here. And then hopefully this one. This has been pretty easy to get through once you really put your mind to it. I don't super need a lot of powder right now. In fact, I probably don't need any powder at all right now. It just helps to diffuse the color. Again, diffuse light. That's pretty obvious. It works for me in this more, you know, sort of yellow tone, and just sort of brings down and melds all the color. It's a finishing powder. And then once I get done with this, I still have like half a canister of the mineral veil from Hourglass, And I have the Guerlain Meteorites, so if I need a finishing powder, I have that. So I don't need a lot in terms of powder coming up for 2024. And I'm going to be, I think, paring back a little bit on face powders, unless something comes along, like Guerlain releases another version of like the meteorites that I really need to have. But I do plan on doing an empties, I think in January or February. I kind of like to, like, I don't want to cut it off as like, if I'm not finished with this on January 1st, it doesn't count, because that's just not how we use makeup. You know, I'm gonna kind of go in and see if I can finish things off in like January, February, and then do an empties. Like, I think probably 6 months worth, even though it's really not like products I've used in 6 months, it's just products I've finished within the last 6 months. Like I said, I've just been going back through my collection and using things up, which has been very satisfying because I'm able to use up actual makeup products, not just skincare, not just lip balms, things like that. So guys, this is the finished look. These are all the colors and the products that I feel really comfortable in. It's not perfect, it's messy. My skin is not perfect, it's also messy. They're just colors that I'm drawn to right now. Very cool tone blue, and just very, I don't know if I'd say natural, but just again, colors that I feel natural in. And it's easy maintenance. Like I said, I love blue, my favorite color in the entire world, of course. And got my hair down, and I am actually just gonna do an easy Saturday today, not have too many things to do. I did a lot of stuff. I had a couple days off, so I did a lot of Christmas shopping the last couple of days. And so today is just gonna be an easier day for me. Gonna take some walks, gonna just take it easy. So I hope you enjoyed seeing some of the products that I have been loving recently and throughout this year. And I'm hoping that I will be able to sort of end the year with the Beige winter collection. If not, I will be doing another video just like this with a full face of nothing new. I've really been enjoying doing these videos this year, and I hope that you've enjoyed seeing them and seeing how you can use products in your collection. And then even when I pick up something new, how it fits into my collection and how it can fit into how you can use products in your collection that aren't necessarily new, but you can get the same effect. Like, it's not all about just buy the things that I buy or have the things that I have. It's about just like be creative and use your products in different ways and use products that you love. You don't have to buy everything new, and if you don't love it, just let it sit there on your vanity or whatever. And just buy what you love, use what you love, and allow yourself to experiment a little bit. Allow yourself to pare it down if you want, or ramp it up if you want. Just be who you are with your collection and enjoy your collection. So I hope if you've learned anything from me, if you've learned anything at all, or if you've just enjoyed watching me, I hope that you've enjoyed that part of my channel. I love to shop. I love to buy new things. I love Chanel. I love Dior. I love luxury. I love drugstore. I like to buy stuff, but I also like to use what I have. I don't like having too much accumulated stuff where I just look at it and I get an anxiety attack from just seeing all the unused makeup that I have. So I hope that this has been helpful in that way for you as well as for me, and I hope that we go into 2024 with the same attitude and with the same willingness to use up older products while incorporating new things into it and just enjoying makeup and not feeling overwhelmed by it. So thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Any of those would be welcome. All of them would be deeply, deeply appreciated. And I will see you in the next video.